So before I get into this video, I do want to explain why I don't have Damascus set up on this entire video. So while I did unlock gold camo for it, I did all the challenges and everything. For some reason, there's this bug where a lot of people are kind of blocked from getting certain camouflages. For me, it happened to be Damascus on this weapon. I did check on the completionist camo charts within your player settings, and there apparently I think platinum's missing for the MW11 pistol. So for some reason, it's not registering that I have it, and that might actually be the reason as to why I can't get Damascus on my Oden. So yeah, this is not something that's just affecting me. This is something that's affecting a lot of people, including Raider, where he even said that he's missing some camos within his completionist list. So yeah, I just want to, point that out before anyone else points it out in the comments. Now you know why. So this is the brand new Oden assault rifle that was released for this game a few hours back. And honestly, it's a very questionable weapon, but at the same time, the way that they balanced it out kind of seems fitting in some ways. So first off, I want to explain that yes, this is another Modern Warfare 2019 weapon. In all reality, I kind of expected the Grau to come out first, but I guess we got the Oden. But the way that they balanced it in this game actually doesn't really seem too bad in the larger scheme of things, especially now where most of the weapons are fine-tuned to compete against weapons like this. So much like the Man of War, this is another slow-firing assault rifle, something that we hardly, actually, let's be honest, we never really see any slow-firing weapons that get, brought into this game unless they're sniper rifles or something. But yeah, this is the first time we've gotten like a Man of War like assault rifle where it has a very slow fire rate but has very high damage. In fact, this is probably one of the weapons with the highest headshot damages, like just in this game in general, outside of snipers and marksmen. So while it does have a lot of similarities to the Man of War, given its slow fire rate and high power, there are a couple of differences. So for the first thing, it has to do with the extremely high damage. So of course, this is the first two-shot assault rifle that we've ever received, but keep in mind the two-shot potential isn't really as good as you think. So for example, you would actually have to shoot in the chest, stomach, or on the head in order to at least execute a two-shot kill. That could be very hard if you're trying to shoot someone that's walking, in a different way. If someone's about to run around the corner, you're not really going to hit their stomach, you're going to hit their arms or something like that. It's very easy to miss that two-shot area. It kind of reminds me of the SKS before the multipliers got buffed. I don't know if you guys remember that. You would have to like shoot in like the middle of the body in order to get a two-shot kill, and most of the time you would actually end up hitting the arms, so you would never really ever get that two-shot potential. Of course they changed it, but yeah, that's pretty much how this weapon behaves in terms of damage and, body part multipliers. Obviously, they did that for balancing reasons. You don't want to have it all over the body so that it's always a two-shot kill, because then it will just outclass everything in this game. So while the damage is extremely high, as well as the multipliers being, fairly decent, this weapon does fall short in a lot of areas, especially when it comes to long-distance kills. I guess the first factor that plays into its bad instances of long shot kills is the vertical recoil. So the vertical recoil for this weapon is extremely high, and the thing is that I've tried setting up in a way that it could become somewhat like a laser, but the thing is that you're going to be losing a lot of speed, and that's something that in most cases you can't really afford to deal with. It kind of seems like no matter which way you build it, it still jumps like crazy. Another factor that plays into the reason why it's pretty bad at long ranges despite its damage is bullet speed. So this weapon, it doesn't really tell you that it has bullet speed until you look at one of the attachments. So yes, this weapon does run on bullet speed, and probably the worst that I've seen. And obviously in this weapon's case, it's for good reason. It's very slow, slower than the AS Val, and I think even slower than the Mac 10. Hitting long shot targets was pretty hard. Believe it or not, the long shot challenges were probably the hardest part of grinding this weapon to gold. I know it's kind of a big surprise to hear that, because I mean, how can a weapon this powerful be so bad at long range? I don't fucking know. So not only that you have to deal with the heavy, insane amounts of vertical recoil, you also have to take into account the bullet speed, because it does take a bit to actually have the bullet land on the target that you're trying to kill. And keep in mind, there's no attachment for this weapon that increases the bullet speed, so there's no way to improve it at all. There's only a way to decrease the bullet speed with one of the attachments, which I will get into right now. So as for the attachments, before I get into that specific mag attachment, it's pretty simple for the most part. It does have its light barrel, marksman barrel, ranger barrels, the same sets of stocks, nothing really crazy. The stats of it are, pretty decent. This weapon does have surprisingly good hip fire, just like the Man of War. I don't know what it is with slow firing weapons having really good hip fire, but yeah, this one does not disappoint, especially when it comes to those challenges. As for the basic ammo capacity, it's only at 20. Of course, there is an extended mag that increases it to 25, and another one that increases it to 30, albeit it reduces your movement significantly. Just typical extended mag shit. But there are two different other mag attachments that kind of, it's kind of weird. Both of them are kind of like, what the fuck? Like, why are they even there? So the first attachment, or I guess the first mag attachment, is, I believe, the subsonic rounds. The subsonic rounds, it doesn't extend your mag size, so it's only at 20, but it does increase your range by 20%, also giving you a silencer, and also increasing bullet penetration, I believe, but it lowers your bullet speed by 60%. And keep in mind what I said earlier, there's no way to increase or to make up for that lost bullet speed. It's either you just deal with the regular bullet speed, or you have it decrease for extra range, which kind of doesn't make any sense in my opinion, because if you're decreasing the speed of the bullet travel, shouldn't the range be decreased? I don't know, maybe it's something I'm overlooking, but it doesn't make any sense logically. But there is another mag attachment that I do want to discuss, which basically turns a single shot into 2 shots. It's kind of like, I don't even really know how to explain it. It's kind of like a shotgun. Think about it as like a full auto assault rifle type shotgun. So instead of shooting 1 bullet, it shoots 2, but the damages are, I guess, halved. So, to land both shots, it does help you secure 2-shot kills, but in the same way that it actually does if you just use the regular rounds. There's no actual reason to use this type of mag attachment. This specific one, I'm going to have to experiment with it more, especially in the training room. But yeah, I don't really see too much of a point. Maybe I'm missing something on this one too, but yeah, it just seems kind of pointless to have an attachment like this if just the basic rounds are much better. Maybe it's just to add a little bit more challenge to the weapon, I don't know. But overall, like I said, other than those 2 attachments, there's nothing else that's really unique about the weapon. It's just a very slow firing, powerful assault rifle. For the camo challenges, like I said, the long shots were probably the hardest one, even if you don't have that attachment on where it reduces your bullet speed but increases your range. It doesn't really matter. It's still pretty slow, but I do just recommend using the regular rounds. As for long shots, of course, it's obviously a breeze because it's just a 2-shot to the head. Keep in mind the headshot damage up close is like 72, so that's crazy for an assault rifle, but yeah, it shouldn't be too much of a problem if you could control recoil. As for hip fires, pretty simple so long as you have the MIP laser, the one that focuses on hip fire more than anything. As for the no attachment challenges and the other stuff, I mean, you just get it over with in no time. If you do have enough XP cards and upgrade it to the max, you're most likely able to finish all the challenges before you actually finish the sand camo. So you're gonna have to probably play with the weapon a little bit more just to unlock your gold, diamond, or sorry, your gold, platinum, or Damascus camo. Now, as for the final question of whether or not it's actually overpowered, to be honest, I don't really know. I mean, keep in mind, most of the lobbies I've been grinding this weapon with have just been bots. Yes, I've been dealing with real players as well, but they're only like a small amount. I would have to go against like maybe a partially full team, like a team of 4, team of 3, to really see how this thing works. And to be honest, I haven't really set it up right so that it could actually, go at longer range maps. So that's something that I still have to figure out. So keep in mind, the class setup that I just shared with you guys is not finals. It's just for the free-for-all shipment. So if you guys want to try it out and use it in other maps, let me know what you think of it. But as of right now, we're kind of in this grace period, so I haven't really been on the receiving end of this weapon because not a lot of people have their hands on it. So you have to wait like maybe a day or two in order for them to reach tier 21 and unlock the weapon, and from there we could actually have a more clear, I guess, you know, decision of whether or not it's overpowered. But I don't know, Bobby Plays did say that a lot of people are going to have trouble using this weapon if they're not skilled with the SKS or something like that, whatever. But yeah, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe for some more COD Mobile content, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.